feel very fortunate to have the family that I have. No matter what, I tell people this all the time, no matter what, anything happens, no matter what I would need, all I have to do is place one phone call, and whatever it is that I needed, it would happen. So I feel fortunate in that. When we were growing up, we grew up with my cousins. I mean, I grew up with my aunts and uncles.
And me.
You would be my cousin.
Yeah.
And I thought I had the best childhood anybody could ever have. I just think it was just the greatest way to live life. We did skits, we sang songs, we were over at other people's houses. We drove hours to get to places that we needed to get to, and we spent our lives together. We grew up together. And now I have one child, he's 17, and I kept thinking, how do I get him to experience the same things that made my childhood such a wonderful life to live? And this is how I do it, because we used to do Christmas and Thanksgiving together, and as our families grew into this, we no longer could do that. But I thought Matthew would miss out on what was so important to me. So this reunion allows him to get to meet all of his aunts and uncles and cousins, and now great aunts and uncles. And I mean, there's just such a dynamics here in this room, and I just think it's the neatest experience. And now he will, you know, if this continues, he'll be able to bring his children and experience the same things I did as a child. So if in all that we are, if I could pick my family, this is the family I would pick.
Yeah, you know, I talk to a lot of people, and I tell them all the time that we do this, and they're pretty amazed that we get over 100 people every year, and it's always been really special to me to come hang out with everybody. And I always remember just driving in the back of the truck with Grandpa and Grandma in the back of the Dodge with the camper shell and all the camping equipment, and me and Topher in the back, covered with stuff, trying to hold it from falling on us, but we always made it, and it was always a good time, and it's really awesome. I'm really glad to be a part of this family, too.
I never knew anything different than my family who were my friends, and as I get older and hear other people's stories, I know that we're unique, and I cherish every one of you, and I love being here.
Lift up the mic, Nancy.
You could probably hear me in the back. Believe it or not, this started when I was a little girl. And I remember Grandma and Grandpa Reed, Aunt Velma and Uncle Johnny, Aunt Pat and Uncle Judd, Uncle Guy and Aunt Kay. I remember that. So we were blessed as children. And then as we grew, it was just, it's something that it's in your heart. And it's not from us, but it's from, I feel it's from God. He gives us the desire. And have there been problems? Not in your lifetime. We've never had disagreements. But you know what? But yes. But when it came down to the bottom line, it was a family that got us through. And I can remember Bobby Wild. He started this. And I thought it was an absolute fantastic idea. And just coming up the hill, seeing him standing there with his little pot belly and versus baseball cap, and then graduated to a cowboy hat. There hasn't been 1 year that I don't have that empty feeling, and then all of a sudden it's like, but he is here. Yeah. He started it. He will always be here. Yeah. And I pray, I mean, I started with my children up here. Sherry, Mish, Lori. The boys wouldn't come up, so they did not want to do it. But then I saw my grandchildren come up. And now I'm seeing my great-grandchildren up here. And I just feel so blessed to be part of this family. Amen. Thank you. Thank you.